Now, let's turn our attention to Australia's involvement in the unfolding situation in Ukraine. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese had made it clear that Australia stands with Zelensky no matter what. And the UK has responded with a new pro-military campaign. Keir Starmer is pledging boots on the ground if needed.
The first priority of this government, of any government, is the security and safety of the British people, to defend the national interest, particularly in these volatile times.
Gary, what do you think Australia's ongoing support of Ukraine is going to look like? Will we pledge boots on the ground as well as Keir Starmer has done, or is it going to be greater funding? What do you think that support is going to mean?
Look, no one's supporting Putin, but no one wants to have him so upset that he won't actually negotiate a peace. And no one wants to give away Ukraine to get that peace either. And that's certainly been the stand of Donald Trump. Look, the simple reality is, Rita, that Europe has been waiting for America to intervene on everything. And the worry now is that if the NATO pact is fully followed, an attack on one means an attack on them all. And under the US alignment with NATO, they'll have to go on the ground. I don't think that sounds very good to me. I'm all for peace. I don't want people to be slaughtered. I don't want there to be fighting on either side. And frankly, the idea that there seems to be people on the left internationally now trolling the whole concept of let's have a war, let's fight this, let's put more boots on the ground, let's throw more money at it, it's completely contrary to what I thought the left wanted. If John Lennon was right here now, right, I'd suggest he would say, give peace a chance. And so let me just say it for you. So I think what Donald Trump did on the weekend, our time, on Friday in America, was actually expose the fact that Zelensky was just chasing the loot, chasing the money. And I don't know whether he's got much dignity left out of all of it, but it's not a popular opinion. A lot of media in this country are running that sort of Zelensky was right, Trump was wrong. But, you know, Trump derangement syndrome is pretty endemic in this country right now.
It certainly is, and I'll be talking to Josh Hammer about this after the break, because so much of the coverage, particularly in this country, has just been borderline delusional to unhinged. I've just been shocked. Even the characterisation of what happened in that meeting, it's clear that so many people talking about it haven't actually bothered to watch the 50-minute interaction, because that press conference went for 50 minutes, and if you watch the whole thing, your impression of it could be very different to that 5-6 minute bit that everyone's highlighting. Before you go, Gary, just quickly, former Midnight Oil frontman Peter Garrett, former Australian minister in the federal government, Peter Garrett, was on stage at the Perth Festival with his band, the Alter Egos, on Friday night, and he encouraged the attendees to pretend they're dancing on Gina Rinehart's grave. Gary, such an ugly, unnecessary, divisive bit of commentary from someone who should know better.
Yeah, I first met Peter Garrett about 1978. He was an activist then in the Parliament when I served with him. He was a pleasant enough sort of fellow, but an activist then. And he's now out of the Parliament. He's an activist again. For him, it's still 1976. That's how I read it. He's still really in these heart of hearts in the nuclear disarmament party. He really hasn't understood mainstream Australia, but he writes really good songs. So this is the problem. But, you know, picking on Gina Rinehart, probably, well, without doubt, one of the greatest living Australians. Well, yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, this bloke Garrett's a little bit sort of, he's worn out down the path of the same old stuff. We've moved on, Peter, you need to as well. But Gina Rinehart, she contributes so much to this country. How dare he pick on it, I say.
Absolutely. And you know what? It's been a long time between drinks as far as the last great song Peter Garrett's written. And in the meantime, Gina Rinehart has contributed a great deal more to this country than he ever will. Gary Hardgrave, thanks for your time tonight.